The United Arab Emirates, also known as the UAE, might be one of the most polarizing countries when we talk about destinations to live and retire abroad. The pros of this place are very unique. Some of them are not found nearly anywhere else in the world, but also the negative aspects are extremely unusual. Today we are going to discover the pros, the cons, the cost of living, and the best places to retire in the UAE. Because this country might be a wonderful place, but not for every kind of person. And a lot of what I'm going to tell you is not what you expect. Let's first start with the pros, and I will start with the most important and obvious one because I respect your time. The tax advantages. First of all, the UAE does not impose personal income tax. You will live tax-free. This means that expatriates living in the UAE retain 100% of their earnings. And that is not only for retirees, but even people who work normally don't pay any income tax. So if you suddenly decide to complement your retirement pension with an extra job, you pay zero income tax. In contrast, many countries have income taxes ranging from 20 to 57% of your extra income. That is a huge difference. Additionally, there is no capital gains tax in the UAE. This is great for expats and retirees who rely on investments for income. In other countries, capital gains from the sale of stocks, bonds, or property are often taxed. For instance, Denmark taxes long-term capital gains at a rate of 42%. In the UAE, retirees can sell their assets without worrying about tax deductions, but another good advantage is also the absence of wealth taxes. Many countries charge taxes on a person's total net worth, including property, investments, and other assets. For example, Spain imposes wealth taxes that can range from 0.2 to 2.5% of an individual's net assets. In the UAE, there is no such tax. The UAE also does not have an inheritance tax. For comparison, in the United Kingdom, inheritance tax can be as high as 40%. So by now, you know how absurdly good is the UAE from the taxation aspect. But there are a few other pros. Safety is one of them. The homicide rate in the UAE is 0.5. This is comparable to Switzerland and lower than countries like Norway or Iceland. In the entire country, there are less than 50 homicides per year. The capital of the UAE, Abu Dhabi, is considered one of the safest capitals in the entire planet. The country's strict legal system contributes to its low crime rates, and for instance, the UAE has very harsh laws against theft and violent crimes, resulting in a significant deterrent effect. There is only one situation that might be considered relatively violent there, but I will mention this in a few minutes. Another good point of the UAE is the world-class private hospitals in major cities like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Sharjah. Expats and foreign retirees have access to state-of-the-art medical facilities and professionals. One of the best hospitals in the UAE is the Cleveland Clinic, which is a branch of the famous American institution. The next positive aspect is also one of that made the UAE famous worldwide: infrastructure. One of the standout features of the UAE's infrastructure is its transportation network. The UAE has invested billions into creating efficient and modern transportation systems. For instance, the Dubai Metro, which began operations in 2009, is the longest fully automated metro network in the world, covering over 75 kilometers. The UAE's road network is equally impressive, and it's ranked among the top globally. In fact, a few rankings put the UAE as the country with the best roads on the planet. Telecommunications infrastructure in the UAE is also top-notch. The country boasts one of the highest internet penetration rates in the world, with over 99% of the population having access to high-speed internet. But the jewels of the UAE's infrastructure are its airports. Dubai International Airport, DXB, is one of the largest airports in the world by all metrics. It offers direct flights to more than 240 destinations across 6 continents. This is a great advantage for expats, and I tell that from my own experience of more than 10 years living abroad. It's good, very good, to be only a direct flight distant from home. But the DXB is not the only airport in the UAE. Abu Dhabi International Airport is another major hub in the UAE. In 2019, it served around 23 million passengers. The airport is undergoing significant expansion, with the new midfield terminal expected to increase its capacity to 45 million passengers annually. And there is a third large airport, the Sharjah International Airport, which is known for its efficiency and growing passenger numbers. But do you know what is really good about this airport? It has a lot of cheap flights departing from there. This is because Sharjah serves as a hub for Air Arabia, a popular low-cost carrier. From Sharjah, you can hop on a plane for a weekend abroad and it will cost you little. There are many other positives of the UAE, like the entertainment options, availability of products from all over the world, and the simple criteria to obtain their retirement visa. But about the retirement visa, we'll talk soon. Now it's time to talk about the cons, the negative sides of living and retiring in the UAE. We start with one that most people fear the most, the cultural aspects. The UAE is a predominantly Muslim country with specific customs and laws that may differ significantly from what we are used to in Western countries. For instance, alcohol consumption is relatively regulated and public behavior must adhere to local norms. However, some people confuse the United Arab Emirates with Qatar or even Saudi Arabia, which are more strict Islamic countries. I live in Doha, Qatar, and in comparison, the UAE has far less strict rules in many aspects, like nightlife, entertainment, or clothing at the beach. In fact, many people from Doha travel to Dubai during weekends to have fun there, and that says a lot about how more relaxed is the UAE. I think that the biggest shock for most expats is the month of Ramadan, when more strict rules are enforced. Another point is the cost of living. Cities like Dubai and Abu Dhabi are expensive. Maybe not as expensive as New York, San Francisco, or London, but they are far from being considered cheap. This is because a lot of wealthy people move to Dubai because there are no taxes. Still, if you think about retirement in the UAE, you don't need to live necessarily in Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Soon, I'll show to you two alternatives, two cities in the UAE that are way cheaper to live and have a high standard of life. And talking about the cons, there is one thing of this country that for some might be negative, but for others is positive. It's the absence of a social safety net for foreigners. The Emiratis have a very hands-off government. In the same way they don't expect you to pay income tax, wealth tax, or capital gain tax, you should not expect free stuff from the government there. And free, here I put between quotes, because I'm not talking about free things, but rather things that are financed by taxes. Do not expect the government to take care of you there. They will provide security and infrastructure for expats to use, but for things like healthcare, well, that is on you. The UAE climate is another significant drawback. The country experiences extreme heat, particularly during the summer months, when temperatures can soar above 45 degrees Celsius, which is 113 Fahrenheit. Here's a curiosity. Once I went to the beach in the Arabic Gulf during summer. I thought it would be refreshing, but the water was so hot that it was actually annoying. So the summer is not a beach season there. It's just too hot, believe me. Remember when I said that the UAE is very safe, except in one place? Yes, these places are the roads. Roads there are quite dangerous in terms of accidents, especially when compared with the West. So watch out if you need to drive around. The last point is the retirement visa, which might be a pro or a con depending on your financial condition. The UAE has very clear and straightforward requirements for issuing a retirement visa. You must either have worked 15 years or more, it can be outside the UAE, or be at least 55 years old. So if you're only 40, but start to work when you are 25, you are okay. The other requirements to either own a property in the UAE with a value above 1 million AED, or have financial savings in an Emirate bank of at least 1 million AED, or, and this is the best one, have a monthly income of at least 20,000 AED. This means something around $5,500. In Dubai, the minimum income required is even lower, only 15,000, which is only 4,000 US dollars per month. If you meet any of these three requirements, you can apply for a UAE retirement visa. And do you know the best part? The visa is valid for 5 years. If you live abroad like me, probably know that many countries, especially in Europe, force you to renew your visa every single year. And that is quite a hassle. And of course, once the 5 years pass, you can renew it. Now that you know all the pros and cons of living and retiring in the UAE, remember when I said that there are cities that are way cheaper than Abu Dhabi and Dubai, but where you can still live with a high quality of life and world-class infrastructure? You will discover their names now. But before that, I would like to ask a small favor. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And the first of the two cities that you might take a look instead of Dubai and Abu Dhabi is Ras al-Khaimah, also known as Rak. Compared to Dubai or Abu Dhabi, both cities with more than 3.5 million residents, Ras al-Khaimah is relatively small. It only has 191,000 residents. And that is one of the things that make this city, located around 120 kilometers from Dubai, so attractive. It is way more laid back and relaxed than Dubai, with a much slower pace of living and less noise and traffic. The city also has some splendid beaches. In fact, many people from other cities go there for weekend breaks. One expat told us that Rak is like the countryside of the UAE, where there is also a downtown for most of your needs. And while the United Arab Emirates is already a very safe country, Rak is literally the safest emirate in the UAE. But by far, the biggest advantage of this city is the much lower cost of living when compared to Abu Dhabi or Dubai. So, to make it clear for you, this is what you get in Rak for 48,000 AED per year. That is less than $13,100 per year. We are talking about less than $1,100 per month for an apartment with a large balcony with a sea view, very close to the beach. Additionally, other living expenses including groceries, dining, and utilities are generally more affordable in Rak. There are some negative sides of Rak when compared to Dubai, and the most striking one, according to residents, is that the public transport there is not that well developed. And since it's a smaller city, social life may take quite a bit of effort to put together. One person told us that Rak is so relaxed and tranquil that it might even feel dull. The second city is also relatively small, but locals and expats from all over the UAE love to go to the beach there. It's Fujairah, a city with 120,000 residents located in the east coast of the country, facing the Indian Ocean. For this reason, the city has a cooler climate compared to other parts of the UAE, making it a preferred retreat during the hot summer months. The city has well-maintained roads, efficient healthcare facilities, and good educational institutions. The construction of the Sheikh Khalifa Highway has significantly improved connectivity with Dubai, reducing travel times. And that is how a local compared Dubai and Fujairah. Dubai has a fast-paced life. Fujairah is a laid-back city. Dubai has traffic. Fujairah has no traffic except during rush hours like early morning. Dubai has parking fees. Fujairah has no parking fees except in some areas. Dubai has bus, taxi, metro transport. In Fujairah, only taxis or you buy a car. Dubai has expensive flats. Fujairah has affordable flats and villas. Dubai has a party life. Fujairah has beach life, outdoors, hiking on trails, fishing, etc. Does this sound enticing to you? So wait until you see how much more affordable Fujairah is compared to Dubai. For 36,000 AED per year, which is the same as $9,800 per year, you can get a large apartment with a sea view. $9,800 per year, meaning $820 per month for an apartment with 279 square meters, 3,000 square feet. Do you know what you get for $820 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida? Nothing. In fact, the cheapest place I found there is this little shed for $1,450. So would you rather live here paying $120 or there paying $1,450? Tell me in the comment section. The funniest answer gets a mention in my next video. Now, if you prefer to move to Europe, check our video about the 5 best and cheapest places to retire in Eastern Europe. You will be truly amazed by some of the places we mentioned. To watch and discover by yourself, check this video here on your left.